Today's special is vegetable korma. So let's start it. So kept a pan on the stove, 2 tablespoons of oil, 1 tablespoon of clarified butter. So I've just sliced onions. They are white onions, and you can either cut it into cubes or slice it. It doesn't matter because we are going to saute it and then finally grind it. So yeah. So you need around 5 large onions for this particular recipe I'm making. It's for around 25 to 30 people. And as I go through, I will let you know how much of the ingredients and which vegetables I'm going to add into. I'm going to saute all the 5 onions, the large onions, and I'll get back to you. You need not brown the onions, you just need to soften it, and then the next step will be coming following this. The rest of the onions. So no browning, just soften it a little bit. We can put a dash of salt in it. Okay, there's a little bit of salt. If you have a bigger pan, you can put it all together, but this is fine, I can do it. A teaspoon of ginger, okay, and a teaspoon of garlic. Saute it along with the onions. That's it, it's softened. Okay, now we'll take it out. The first batch. Just let it cool. So again, I've kept the pan on fire, put a tablespoon of oil and some ghee in it. We put a little bit of ghee in every oil to get the flavor of it. Turning it on medium high. Taken around 8 to 10 cardamom, 2 star anise, few cloves, cardamom, 1, and a cinnamon stick. So you just have to put that. Just open the cardamoms. Just for a minute, less than a minute. Bay leaf. You can fry the spices first and then put in the onions and do it together, either ways. So I'm just doing it this way, whatever is convenient for you. Green chilies, I've just crushed it. Some more ginger. So let it get cooked well. So this I'm not going to grind it, okay? Some pepper powder. Coriander, 2 tablespoons. Kashmiri chili, 1 tablespoon. 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. Saute it. I'm using these frozen peas and carrots. This is the remaining of another pack, so altogether maybe 1 kg and 250 grams. So let's mix it all together. Cashew nuts soaked and kept, 150 to 200 grams. Around 4 to 5 potatoes in cubes. So the only thing we need to cut the vegetables, whatever you're putting it. It looks better if it is cut in the same style, same size. And for cubes, usually this cubes, large or small cubes. Mix it along with the other vegetables. I have already boiled these potatoes, so it won't take long. It's already cooked. That's why I put it later on. Close it for a minute on low fire. So this is nicely done. I'm going to transfer it into a bigger container. Off the fire. You can remove all these bay leaves if you want to, or later on. You need some tomatoes, which are already chopped and kept. So let's put them. Light the fire, and this will cook until it's nice and soft. So half the onions is taken from the lot, and I'm going to grind it. So I'll wait for the tomatoes also to get cooked. So I have to grind the tomatoes and the onions. By the way, all the chopping and cutting is done by Rahi, and she's just standing there helping me to cut the pineapple. See how concentrated she is? Only in certain things like that. I'm going to mix the cashew nuts along with the onions. So it's blanched cashew nuts. You can also mix almonds if you want. Oh yes, this has been brought by my daughter. So it's well cooked now. I'm putting off the fire and I'm going to just transfer it into another plate. Vegetable korma, or it's called Navratna korma if there are 9 different various type of vegetables, and you can put any vegetables of your choice. You can also only put potatoes and peas, anything what you want. So I've just put frozen vegetables. I've boiled some potatoes and cut it into cubes. I have cubed the pineapple, which gives a lovely flavor to the korma, so which is very good. I just got it cut into cubes by Rahi, my daughter-in-law. So most of the chopping and cutting is done by Rahi, and whenever she has the time, so I tell her, and I cook when I have the time. Today we are having a prayer meeting and I hope it comes out well. It is snowing outside at the moment. It has stopped, so I won't expect many people to come in. So although the roads will be clear, but being a Sunday, we don't know how it is where people live around. So let's go back into our recipe. So I'll just show you the outside. See, the snow has stopped for the moment, but you see that the pine trees and the various trees outside our fence. So it's very nice and cool weather now. I love to go out now, provided you're well clad. And you see here, yes, I just love it. You see the trees? It's all like cotton candies on the top. And yes, so I usually, when I have to cool something when I'm cooking, so what I do is I just place it covered on the ice on the ground. It just cools in a few minutes, a minute or two, or even faster. I'm quite careful of keeping it now because we have coyotes around, so I wouldn't spoil my food and give it to them for now. Okay, let's go back. Tomatoes along with the onions. Here you see, it should be nice and fine. You can also take a big sieve and just sieve it through the sieve then if you want it really nice and buttery. So I'm not going to do that. It's our Lent, 3-day Lent, so nothing big and fancy. We just want to have something to eat after the prayer. So I'm thinking of making jeera rice and vegetable korma with papad, pickle, and salad maybe. That's more than enough. And for this particular recipe, for the korma, I won't be putting any paneer, no milk products, because for Lent there are some people who don't have milk products, so it's completely off the list. I'll make another korma which is more richer another day. So no paneer, no milk products. So I'll be putting coconut milk. You can either put the Maggi powder, you can put fresh coconut milk, or you can get the tin milk. So I'll be putting in the tin milk. So maybe around 2 to 3 cans of coconut milk I'll be putting, because you can put milk if you want, but there are people who don't have milk. So I just go with the low profile way. So this is the vegetables which I already cooked initially, and I've put it in a bigger container because you need a large amount of it. And I'm going to just put this mix in it. So we'll see how it goes. It's actually very easy to do it. If you have a very big vessel, you can fry the spices, then put in the onions and the tomatoes, saute it, grind it, and boil the vegetables later. So I'm just switching on the gas now and mixing it all together. Oh, it's lovely. I'm mixing it, it's on low fire. I'm going to grind in the remaining onions too, and I'll be back. So this is the next batch of onions. I'm going to put it aside. So don't put a lot of water. You can put, and even in case you're putting water while grinding, like 2 tablespoons or 1 tablespoon, it will grind by itself because the onion has got water content and tomatoes. In case you need, just put very little water, and you can add in the water later on if you want to, because you're going to put coconut milk, right? And the water you can gauge for yourself when you're making. And the potatoes you take should be well cooked, because that also gives a nice flavor. It makes the curry nice and, thick. So I'm going to put it on high fire now. And I have this pineapple, so I won't be putting the whole thing, but I will see how much I put. But that also has to be cooked, right? So here, let's put. If you don't have pineapple, it's fine. As I told you, it depends on what vegetables you have. You can also put kismis for the sweetness. Some people, they don't like the sweetness, but I like it. For Navratna Korma, it's rich, and you do put pineapple, so it becomes very nice. Put in 1 glass of boiled cold water. Some people like it this thick. Since we are serving it with rice, it should be a little loose. Mainly we're making this because we need some gravy for the rice. So we can even serve parathas, roti, or cooks, anything you like. So if you're having it with roti, bread, or cooks or parathas, you can have it this thick. If you're having it rice, then you need a little more running. So I'm putting another glass of water, boiled cold water. So taste in between and see. It's so good. There's no need of even coconut milk, but I need that little kick, the South Indian kick. So we need the kasturi methi, maybe a teaspoon. I don't like the flavor of it, but it gives a nice flavor and taste to it. It's a mixture of North and South Indian flavor. So let's be just to both the places in India. You can remove all the bay leaf. So you see, now it's become loose. I still have to put the coconut milk, and once it cools down, the gravy becomes thicker. Okay. Wait for some time till it nicely boils, because we want the whole thing to get cooked, and then I'm going to put the coconut milk slowly. Okay, so I'm going to switch it off. Keep it at the next burner. I'm going to pour in the coconut milk. You see the consistency now, and the color is so good. Just taste. Good, very good. So I think you can put one more can. I got one more can. And maybe always taste for salt, maybe a little more salt. And that's it, it's done. Vegetable korma is done. I'm going to take these leaves out. And those spices, you don't need it now. It's already in it and infused in the korma. Yeah, the star anise. Let's take it out. Just taste for final. Yeah. So you can put in one more tin or more of coconut milk, but I think for now this is really nice and good. If it gets thick by the time I have to take it, I'm going to put one more tin of coconut milk. So this is around 400 ml of coconut milk. I'm going to put one more of it. So I have another one, so it's 400 ml. So later on I'm going to put it outside for cooling, and it's done. So easy, isn't it? So I'm going to make jeera rice, and I'll be back. So you can all try it. It's a very easy recipe where you don't need any milk or milk products. It's purely vegetarian. Okay, so make it and let me know how it's come out. And later on I'll come back with another recipe which is more richer. Okay, so do not forget to ring the bell button, to subscribe and share it with others. Thank you and have a great day. Just here you go, it's still hot. I've just kept it here outside to cool. So